So today I have brought some gifts. That's why I say Christmas has come early. I've been meaning to do this for some time. You've heard from some of our Anagarika Mahatyas and you've heard from our monks. But on this stage, on this platform, you've never had a chance to hear from our most wonderful Anagarika Mahatmyas. So today I have brought a few of them with me today. Because today they have something very special to give you. They will give you something and then they will ask you to give something. But let me not steal their thunder. Not that I could even if I tried. What I want you to do is to hear from them. So then, without any further ado, I would like to invite our Anagarika Mahatmyas to come forward and share your message of love and affection, the Buddha's message of wisdom, with all the Dharmishta Rajagirians, and then please be brave to ask them what you want from them. I promise you they will. They will do, because they believe in you. Come forward.
Permission from Venerable Bhattaramuli Amadasanathero, Anagarikas, and all my dear mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters. First of all, I would like to tell you I'm over the moon to come and see you all here. And I'm very honored to come on this stage and talk to all of you. Before I became an Anagarika, when I first saw the Anagarika Mahatmyas from afar, I found them very beautiful and they looked very happy. But when I got the privilege to be one of them, I realized that it's not just their appearance that's beautiful, but also their hearts. And they are more happier than how they look from their appearance. Before I became an Anagarika, I did all sorts of things that I thought will make me happy. I played video games, read books, played the violin, and did many things. I wanted to be a very happy person. But after listening to the sermons, I realized that the happiness that I'm looking for is not in the outside world. So I came searching for it. When I was a lay girl, I had everything that I wanted. But now, I don't have anything that I had when I was a lay girl, but I'm much more happier than I used to be. Just like me, there are about 30 young girls who are in our program. All of us are well protected and well educated in this place. Our school, the Noble International School, is having the international standard education, which we all learn with the sole purpose of healing hearts and mending minds. In our school, we also have about 10 languages. We learn them to spread this truth across the oceans. So, before being an Anagarika, I only had one father, one mother. But after being an Anagarika, I have about hundreds of fathers and mothers. It was just one elder brother that I had and one younger sister that I had. But now I have about 30 sisters to care about me, to protect me. And the love and affection that I get from them cannot be compared to anything else. First, when I came to this place, I was surprised to see how strong they are, to see how united they are. I don't think that there's any other place like this on earth. And that's why I came here. So I wish, may all the young girls across the world, just like me, will also get a chance to be happy as I am today. May the Noble Shubhajam bless you all.
Do you remember there was a young Anagarika, Putta, who came here and talked about how he went to an international school and how he had 2 sisters? And I said, if you think he's the talkative one, wait till you meet her sister, his sister. This is one of the sisters. Very talented, wonderful hearts, very loving, very affectionate, very caring. Just the right ingredients for the dhamma to work magic in their hearts and through them. She's only 13. Just 13. Oh, how I wish I got the dhamma when I was 13. By this point, I would have done all I had to do had I started back then. But at 13, already her ambitions are not to become a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer or anything else. Her ambition is to heal hearts and mend minds. You heard her, right? She's learning languages today so that she can take the Buddha's message, the message of freedom, the message of empowerment. This is the revolution I talked about, ladies and gentlemen. A little revolution, don't you see? She may be small in size, but her ambitions, her heart is as big as a mountain. I want your daughters to have this association. That's why I always ask you to bring them around. You don't have to leave them there. You can take them back home, I promise, don't worry. If you believe she can be happier with you at home, keep her at home. If you believe that you can protect her, keep her safe from all the other things that are going on around her. If you feel that you can make sure that she won't jump off a 30-story building when things get tough, when things get difficult, if you feel as a mother you can do that, without a doubt, keep her at home. If you believe you can keep her away and out of drugs, and the boys who will be coming after her because they want to get something else from her, not what she wants to give, and then they will sweet talk her, and then they will promise everything under the sun, all lies, all because they want to get some honey from the flower. If you think you can keep her safe, then keep her with you. Bees don't come looking for nectar because they love the flower. They just want the nectar. They don't care what it does to the flower in the process. Just some food for thought. This is one example of about 30 young Anagarikadas at the Anagarikaram. They're about a kilometer, just under a kilometer from the monastery, within close proximity. And they come to the monastery every day. Every day of the week they come to the monastery on foot. It keeps them healthy as well. And then the girls, they go to school, at the international school we have at the monastery. They learn, they educate. But not because they want to become an engineer one day. Not because they want to become a lawyer one day. Because they have found the true purpose of their life. So here they are today because they want to give you something, as I said. And what is that, you might wonder? There's a little video that they have come prepared with. Let's watch that. And after you have watched it, you will hear from the other Anagarika Mahatmya, who will tell you what she wants from you. Okay? All right.
Have you ever taken a moment to lift your head above the monotony and chaos of everyday life? To reflect on your direction and purpose? It's a common feeling that happiness often seems just one step ahead, perpetually out of reach. Many of us spend our time yearning for a day when everything will finally align and fall into place, which can lead to a frustrating, never-ending cycle of hope, and disappointment. Have you ever stopped to ponder why that is? Our lives are intricately affected by the choices and behaviors of those around us. It's not wrong to say that the key to our happiness often lies in the individuals we associate with and the activities we engage in. Have you ever wondered why this is the case?
Our happiness is often affected when things don't go as planned. The core of our joy lies in the relationships we cherish and the goals we achieved or aspire to achieve. We embark on a lifelong journey to maintain what brings us happiness. When that happiness feels out of reach, we may suffer for years or even a lifetime. Why do we measure our worth by our positions and possessions? Notice that those with the most wealth and accomplishments frequently struggle with stress, sorrow, fear, and grief. Let's journey to reclaim our happiness, finding joy for its own sake, simply being happy.
The essence of our struggles often stems from the conflict between our expectations and the reality we face. By examining the complexities of life, we can gain insights that lighten our burdens. Join us on this transformative journey as we explore this enlightening perspective, witnessing how your suffering gradually fades away, almost like a magical illusion. Together, we'll embark on a quest for unconditional happiness, a deep, lasting joy that persists regardless of the chaos surrounding you.
We are dedicated to healing hearts and mending minds by helping individuals understand the science behind their challenges. Our mission spans the globe, providing support to those facing stress, anxiety, depression, or feelings of hopelessness. In your moments of need, we stand by you, especially when you feel isolated and trapped in emptiness, even when you seem to have everything. Additionally, we offer guidance to overcome various addictions, reaffirming our commitment to helping every man, woman, and child seek true happiness. Our goal is to support countless individuals worldwide by addressing the psychological issues that burden them. We aspire to free as many people as possible from needless mental suffering. With this commitment, we invite truth seekers from all corners of the globe to connect with us. We really hope that the weekly talks we put together with a lot of care and affection will support you on your personal voyage of self-discovery by sharing with some great insights on navigating life's ups and downs with confidence. So come, join us and become part of this incredibly rewarding journey of shaping up the best version of yourself. We'll see you soon in our next video. With the permission of our most venerable Pattaramulle Amadasana Thero, Anagarikas, and ladies and gentlemen, Theruvan Saranai. I'm so glad to finally meet you all in person. The Rajagirians that Naika Thero always boasts about.
I'll tell you one thing, that you are very meritorious, because we don't get sermons, English sermons from our dearest teacher at the monastery. And it's like, today I got that opportunity because I came to Rajagiriya. So it's like, if you want a sermon from your teacher, come to Rajagiriya, don't stay at the monastery. So I came here. There's a lot which is going on in my mind that I have to share with you. As our teacher explained, there's a lot in our hands, lot of responsibility to share this truth with the rest of the world. You know how you were before you crossed path with the Dhamma, with the truth. Am I correct? Yes. And if you are a true disciple of this great philosophy, we all have a responsibility to share this with the entire world, and especially women who are suffering. I talk to women on a daily basis because I do counselings, and they come up with various issues. They're trying to find solutions. They want freedom, emancipation, liberation from all the suffering that they go through. It's sometimes I'm gobsmacked to listen to some of those stories. There are rape victims. There are people who are struggling to manage their daily lives, work life, family life, balance it off everything. And teenage girls, they are being pressurized to look in a certain way and to continuously achieve things, but they don't have the satisfaction. I know how it is like, because I've lived this life. Because I have gone through so many issues, because I was running this rat race, looking for happiness. And I was as fast can be. Because when I was very, because I'm coming from a background where my mother is a teacher and my father is a manager, and they always pushed me to study, because that's what they knew. That's the way that they knew how to achieve happiness. So by the age of 22, I was professionally qualified while I was still in university studying. So I was running this rat race fast. But I realized that this is not right. We were never content. I was never content. But I kept going and got married. And my father was very he was concerned about my security, so he bought a house for me in a gated community. You had a pool, we had a food city, we had a tennis court, a 2-story house where only 2 of us lived, but we had 5 rooms and several bathrooms. We didn't even use them. But there was always a void. I wanted to be a business strategist, so I was working so hard for that. But then I came across the Dhamma. So I don't have anything that I used to have those days. I have this robe that I'm wearing. We cook with this. We do counselings with this dress. We preach with this dress. We basically do every other thing, everything with this dress. But back in my lay life, when I think about it, life is a big dress up. We don't need all of that. There's a nice saying in Spanish. Deja de buscar la felicidad en el mismo lugar en el que la perdiste. That means, don't look for happiness where you've lost it. I know where I've lost it. And I no longer look for happiness where I've lost it. The more and more you try to search happiness in possessions and possessions, materialistic possessions, the more and more you try to collect them, the farther and farther your happiness will go away from you. And I've stopped that. 2 years ago, I stopped it. And I don't have even my own bed now. And I have only this robe to wear. And I have only a bag and an arms ball. Oh, I am so free, I'll tell you. Those days, I had so many possessions, but I didn't have this freedom. I can walk barefoot anywhere I want. Because I went to Australia with another Anagarika Mahatmya. She was a PhD holder. And we went to the airport barefoot, wearing this. I had absolutely no problem with that. And then I realized, oh, how free I am. And when I talk to those people, the ladies that we come across on a daily basis, they have a lot of problems. And we want to share this message, the message of truth, to all people in the world. We have to reach them because they search for happiness everywhere else but in the truth. They don't have it. One day my teacher said, I know all of you want the ultimate bliss, isn't it? The true happiness. Think that true happiness is a flower at the top of the tree. And if you want to pluck this flower, you have to climb to the top of the tree. So you have to reach the branches first. So these branches are all that you do for other people. If you do that, you'll be able to reach the top of the tree, and the flower will be yours. So if you are a true disciple of the Lord Buddha, give this message to everyone. I want you to help us, hold our hands, join us in this worthy cause of spreading the truth to the world, especially to those ladies who are suffering. You know how it is like. The ladies in this room will agree. Everybody wants to be happy. Despite your differences, despite the class or the creed or the nationality or the complexion, they all are minds. They're all suffering, ailing minds from anger, sorrow, grief, lust, anxiety, depression, you name it. No matter what you have, they all will suffer from these ailments, these diseases. There's no other way that you can escape from those. And that is true, the truth. So I ask for your help to hold our hands. Spread this message to your daughters, your mothers, your sisters, your colleagues, your friends. I know you can do this. And I'm assuring you, I'm a living, breathing example of the truth that the Lord Buddha has taught. And you too. Because birds of a feather flock together. And you are just the family who's living outside. I hope that you also can come more closer to us And this is one way you can become closer to us. You give, you get, isn't it? So please hold hands with that. And I would like to take this chance to transfer merits for all the efforts that you have, all the support that you have given us so far. This is the milestone for us. This Compass channel is a milestone. And it would have been possible without the great support from our most devoted supporters and benefactors. Every effort, every donation, and every minute of time that's been given from your end, it was pivotal in this endeavor. So I hope that you will continue to do this and will expand the same effort. And we would like to take this to transfer merits that we all have acquired from the bottom of our hearts. And I hope that you will find the ultimate bliss that you want and be free and find the true emancipation and liberation that you all deserve as a human being. May the Noble Triple Gem bless you all.
So now you heard from them. There's a lot of love and compassion and affection that has gone into creating their new channel. So it's live now. Compass. So before you head home, if you have your phones on you, not now, you can look it up on YouTube. You will be able to know you found the right channel because you will see some familiar faces. And once you find it, you can subscribe to it, so you will get to hear from our Anagarika Mahatmyas and what they have to say to the rest of the world. And then there's something else they wanted from you. What was it? To share it. Share it with every man, woman, and child you care about, particularly the women in your life. They have actually had to go great lengths sometimes to cover up the fact that they come from a Buddhist background. I can't hide that. Because there are some who will not be receptive to what I have to say because they will reject what I say just at face value because I'm a monk. They won't wait until I tell them that I'm not a monk but a scientist in a robe. But for that they have to listen to at least the first 10 minutes of something, right? But then as soon as they see that this is a monk, what do? Skip. Next one. And then they land on some other channel which teaches them how to cook or something. When I was trying to teach them that the most delicious of all foods is the food of Dhamma. But our Anagarika Mahatmyas, they have particularly taken great care to try and disguise the fact that it has nothing to do with the Buddha Dhamma. So they speak the truth without speaking a word of the Buddha. I mean, that in itself is something, if you ask me. It's like the forbidden word. Remember as kids we used to play this game, the forbidden word? And their attire helps them with that as well. You see the way they dress, if you would put a cross on them, they would look like nuns. Yeah? Put a hijab on them. There you go. So it's very versatile. And we are going to use that to our advantage. Because after all, it is not because the Buddha taught it, it is the truth. It is the truth because it's the truth for the truth's sake. Once you understand that, you understand that. But until then, if what you see is enough for you to skip it, then what a pity, isn't it? Some people just don't have the merits to listen to the first 10 minutes. They will just skip and go on to the next one. Sometimes they may never, because that's how these algorithms work. Yeah? So if you say you're not interested in it once, they might not show it to you again for a long time. This is the way the world is. A catch-22. So you can play a pivotal role in sharing it because people trust you. That's why I say, you are someone people look up to. They respect you. They respect what you have to say. So people will trust what you have to say. So if you can share either the channel or a video that you think is interesting, there are many topics that they address, from beauty, what beauty actually is and why people go through all these things in the name of beauty, to how to deal with depression and anxiety, how to deal with addictions and how you can come out of that. Addiction to all sorts of things, whether it's alcohol or pornography or the TV, whatever. There are many topics that they touch, pretty much every topic under the sun that affects human beings, particularly women. So you can do a lot by passing on that message, by giving the gift of giving. So I want to thank our Anagarika Mahatmas for coming up here today and talk to you. If they have been of some inspiration to you, then there is one thing I ask you of you as well. This is my ask, not their ask. My ask is, why aren't you still one of them? Yes. Are you still looking for happiness in that rabbit hole? Do you still believe that money will bring you happiness? Do you still believe that property will bring you happiness? Do you still believe that there's a good husband out there somewhere? When you're done with this one, you're going to go after him. And then he will bring you happiness. Do you think a good job is going to bring you happiness? That's not happiness that you experience when you have those things. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just pleasure. And you know now the difference between pleasure and happiness. Pleasure is merely relief from your own vexation. Happiness is happiness for happiness' sake. It's just there. Just there. Unconditional. Happiness is not a chewing gum. Pleasure is one. You have to keep on chewing it. That's when you get some joy out of it. So if you're still qualified, eligible to join our Anagarika program, because unfortunately we've had to put an age limit. I always say unfortunately because I mean it. It is quite unfortunate that we have had to do that. I know it's tough. I hate that. So my mother doesn't qualify. I hate that. But what can we do? We have to face the facts. There are many here who, if given the chance, wouldn't think twice. But then there are others who are still thinking. Still thinking. How much longer do you want to keep thinking? Because thinking is not going to bring you results. Action is going to bring you results. You can keep on thinking, that's just a dream. If you want to make that dream a reality one day, then set yourself at least a date. This date, I'm going to work my way to that, resolve the issues and the problems that I have, whatever challenges I might have, get my parents to agree, get my other half to agree, whatever you have to do. But it's not for everyone, I agree. For some of you, it might not, beg your pardon, for some of you, it might not be in this life. Maybe it's the next life. Then all I can say is, I wish you all the very best. Because I will not be here in your next life. I know for a fact that Guru Handra will also not be here in your next life. So whoever is going to be there in your next life, good luck to you. You may not even come across the Dhamma in your next life. What if you are born in some other country far away? People do all sorts of things in the name of Buddhism. It's like the supermarket now. Why are you all here? How many temples did you pass on the way here? Why did you not stop at any of those places? This is not even a temple. It is you who make this a temple. But you passed many temples on the way here. This was not the first set of talks that you were introduced to in your life. But why did you stop here? It's not that you never heard the Dhamma before. But somehow, your merits would have it, and your destiny would have it, that this is where your fate would come to fruition. And somehow you came across the teaching and you realized, this is what I was looking for all my life. Perhaps on previous occasions you heard some sermons, maybe it was a Jataka tale. For whatever reason, maybe the Swamin Wahanse that delivered the sermon thought that you couldn't understand or make head nor tail of anything else, so all he did was give you a Jataka tale. Maybe the majority of the audience were like that, so you missed out. Maybe you just didn't have the merits then. Maybe someone tried to explain the Dhamma to you, but it was so complicated, so convoluted, that you were better off without having listened to it. You thought to yourself. You were more lost at the end than when you'd started. But now, you're beginning to understand how you can practically apply the Dhamma to your everyday life. So I'm saying, strike while the iron is hot. Don't wait until it goes cold again. If you are eligible, don't wait until you are no longer eligible. If you want to make a difference in your lives, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one thing that you can do for yourselves. Becoming a doctor is something you do for someone else. Becoming a lawyer is something you do for someone else. Becoming a teacher is something you do for someone else. Becoming the president of the country is something you do for someone else. Becoming a mother or a father is something you do for someone else. This, becoming a Buddha Sravaka or a Buddha Sravika, is something you do for yourself. Pretty much the only thing that you can do for yourself. So think carefully. Think carefully because it's a very important decision. If you get it right, it's right for you. If you get it wrong, it's wrong for you again. Nobody else. This young girl is not here because she's forced to be here. They can leave at any time they want. Her father, her mother, her sister and her brother, they're all today in the sasana. All 5 of them. One by one they started listening to the Dhamma, they understood the Dhamma, and then they shared the Dhamma with the rest of the family. There were challenges. Nothing is easy, nothing good is ever easy to do. There were challenges. Some of the family didn't want it, so they were always fighting back, saying, no, that's not what we want for our children, for our grandchildren, and so on. People will always say these things until something bad happens. When a child runs away, then who's going to come forward and say, that's my grandchild? If one of your children, if your child ever is caught doing drugs, do you think the rest of your family are going to come forward and put their names forward and say, that's my cousin, that's my nephew, that's my niece, that's my son, that's my grandson? Here's what they'll say. Whatever you do, don't say you're mine. It's all good and well while things are good and well. People are very opportunistic. If your child is a doctor, everyone in the family will talk about him. Even 3 generations on, they'll say, my grandfather's great-great-great-great-grandfather, he was a doctor. What's his name? Don't know, can't remember. It's like that. That's why even in the obituaries, they put that stuff, right? Even in the obituaries, they put that stuff. Even in, wedding proposals, marriage proposals rather. Girl, 5'6", daughter of so-and-so, executive of this company, and great-great-great-grandchild of an engineer. People just want to shine off others, that's all. But once you're in the lurch, no one will be there for you. That's why when you're on your deathbed, now you have become useless to other people. When you're no longer fun, when you're no longer youthful, when you're no longer energetic, when you no longer have any money, when you no longer have anything to offer the world, you will be like a dirty used tissue paper. They'll just throw you in the trash. And then the garbage man will come and collect you. It's when people get to that point, they start to consider the sasana. What a pity. That's not what the sasana is for. The sasana is for kings. It's where kings find their kingdom, the lost kingdom. Prince Siddhartha had lost his kingdom. King Suddhodana wanted to give him his kingdom. He said, no, that's not the kingdom I want. So Prince Siddhartha, he went looking for his kingdom. And he found it under the Bodhi tree. Then he reached out and touched the earth and said, the earth is my witness, for I have reigned my kingdom. I have come onto the throne of my kingdom. And from henceforth, may many men and women who seek their own kingdom come forth, and I will help them find it. So if you want to be a king, if you want to be a queen of your own kingdom, welcome to the sasana. Do it or die trying, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say. Either do it or die trying. This is all that's worth it. So Compass is the name of the channel. COMPASS. I think there are quite a few Compass channels on YouTube, but as I say, when you see some familiar faces, stop.